Today we are going to discuss introduction to HVDC systems, that is general background. So HVDC system is operated in three stages. Basically three steps are there. First step is convert AC into DC, that is nothing but rectification mode. Second stage, transmit DC power. So in a second stage we transmit the DC power from one converter stations to another converter stations, that is nothing but second stage. In the third stage we convert DC power into AC powers, that is nothing but inverter mode, right? So in HVDC systems these three stages are there. First, convert AC to DC. Second, transmit that converted AC power into DC. Then third stage is convert DC power into AC at inverter stations. So now how actually it is operated, that will be explained in this diagram. So basic HVDC system here. So here you observe in this diagram, this is your sending end, right? So sending end, this is basically here from AC side, this is AC sides where we feeding the power. So this is your bus, right? This is your bus, this is AC side, this is AC side. Here we are feeding to the power to this bus. Next there is the filters. Suppose some harmonics are there, that harmonics are filtered out by using these filters. This is your converter transformer, this is special type of transformer. So as per the requirement we are operating this converter transformer. Then this filtered AC power is given to the converter stations. So this is your converter stations. So inside of this converter station there is a thyristor bridges which is used for operations of converter stations. So now in these converter stations we convert AC power into DC power, AC power into DC power. So from this side we are feeding AC power, right? But the output we are getting, that is nothing but DC. So here we are getting the DC output, right? So that is nothing but rectifier stations. So once you convert that AC power into DC, we transmit this DC power by using DC transmission lines. So this is the DC transmissions line. So here you are observing some towers, right? So by using DC transmission line we transmit the DC powers from one stations, that is rectification stations, now to the inverter stations. So this is inverter stations where we convert that DC power into AC power with the help of these thyristors bridges, thyristors walls, right? So here we are getting the DC AC powers, right, by converting DC power into AC. So here also there is a filters. Suppose converted AC power having some harmonics, that harmonics are removed by using these filters, and this is also special type of transformer, that is a converter transformers. Okay. Suppose I want to explain in terms of the waveform. So here you observe, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is T, this is your current. So in terms of current, input is AC to the rectification stations, converter station, output is DC which having the constant magnitude, right? And in the third stage of operations where we convert that DC power into AC with the help of inverters. So here the output is AC outputs, right? So this is the basic operations of HVDC systems. Suppose I want to give the practical examples. In Maharashtra, there is a one HVDC transmissions line between Chandrapur and Padghe in Mumbai. So this is my Chandrapur and this is my Mumbai, right? The distance between these two cities are near about 750 kilometers. So at Chandrapur I convert that AC power into DC, and by using the DC transmission lines I transmit the power and given to the inverter stations, right? So that DC power is converted into AC at Mumbai. So distance is near about 750 kilometers. So this HVDC transmission line is basically used for longer distance. If you want to transmit the power at a longer distance, in that case we go for the HVDC systems. So next is history. So basically the commercial applications of HVDC systems is operated in 1954 between two cities, that is Swedish mainland and the Iceland of Gotland, and the power carrying capacities at that time is 20 megawatt and distance is near about 90 kilometers. So day by day, year by years, some innovations is going in the HVDC system. So as per the technology, the power carrying capacities are increased. So in 1987 the power which is transmitted is near about 14,000 megawatts. So such HVDC transmission line is constructed in North America. Suppose I want to explain you AC system and DC system in terms of the investment cost. So in generalized statement, we always said that HVDC system is more economical as compared to AC system for a longer distance. So longer distance is the most important point. So in this diagram, you observe that this is your y-axis which represent investment cost, and this is your x-axis which is represent distance. So now you observe that your AC line cost or AC line graph is started from these points, right? And DC line is started from this point. So obviously if you compare these 2 points, AC line is started from this point and DC lines are started from this point. So from this we easily said that initial cost of AC lines is less as compared to DC lines, because this graph is started from this point. Suppose I said that this is A and this is my B point, right? So from these 2 points we clearly said that AC lines have lower cost at initial stages, right? Now as the distance increases, right, suppose let it is 0 distance, it is started from 0. So on x-axis, suppose distance is going to increase from 0 to x, 0 to distance. So here as the distance is going on, the cost of DC line is going to decrease, right? Here you observe that DC lines cost is decrease with respect to distance. As distance is increases, DC line cost is going to decrease, but AC line cost is going to increase with respect to this distance. As the distance is increases, cost is also increases in case of AC line, but in case of DC lines, as distance is going to increase, the line cost is also going to decrease. So in overall picturizations, you observe that DC line cost is less for longer distance, but AC line cost is higher for a longer distance. So there is a one point. From that point we said that DC line cost is less as compared to AC line cost. So that point, so this point is called break even distance point, right? And that distance, so this distance is called as critical distance. So I summarize some point here. It is true that HVDC terminal stations are more expensive due to the fact that they must perform the conversion from AC to DC and DC to AC. So from this graph you observe that initial cost of this DC transmission line is high as compared to AC lines, right? Because this point is started from here, right? And AC line point is started from this point A, right? But so it is happened due to converter stations. Converter stations is expensive because we are implementing some power electronics devices. So this is your converter stations. So at this converter station we convert AC power into DC and DC power into AC with the help of some power electronics devices, that is nothing but thyristor banks, thyristor walls, smoothing reactors. These are the costly. So initial cost of DC transmissions systems is high as compared to AC, right? So that's why this point is started from here. Now next is, but over a certain distance, the so-called break-even distance, approximately 600 to 800 kilometer, HVDC alternative will always provide the lowest cost. Means during the transmissions all this cost is overcomes, which is invested for constructing the converter stations, right? So from that conclusion we can say that DC transmission line is more economical as compared to AC transmission line for a longer distance, because all the cost, transmission cost, is overcome in DC system, right? Because in a DC transmission lines tower is compact, constructional area which is required for DC systems is less as compared to AC lines. So due to all these features, DC transmission lines having more economical as compared to AC lines. Now suppose you go in the deep and try to understand what is basically the DC system and AC systems. So from that you will come to know that here I am try to explain you. These are the two persons, right? So one is using the skating, he tried to walk. Another is this person which is actually run with the help of his bodies, with the help of these legs, right? So the magnitude of this person is constant, but the magnitude of this person is going to change, because at every instant of time period his leg positions are going to change. So due to that magnitude is going to change. So here I summarize 2 points. AC current will struggle against the inertia in the lines, right? So 100 times per second. So that inertia is means opposition is offered by electrical resistance, inductance and reactive powers to the AC current. Now in the direct current roll along the lines, so this opposition is not there, which is opposition inductance, right? And opposing force friction only, that is electrical resistance, right? So from this two picturization we clearly said that in DC system we have the constant magnitude, not that much the losses, but in AC systems we have the number of oppositions and the magnitude of current and voltage is going to changes with respect to time period. At every instant of time period this magnitude is going to change. So due to that AC current is found more struggles. Now next point is types of HVDC configurations. So configurations are classified into monopole, bipolar, back-to-back, multi-terminal systems and polars. So with the help of this configuration, we transmit the power from one converter stations to the another converter stations. So this point we will discuss in our next lectures. Thank you.